Is it hard to be fresh if you don't have money, or can you still pull it off?
See, when I ain't had no money, I still had sauce. See, if you don't got no sauce, then you're lost. But you can also get lost in the sauce.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back for another episode. I want to apologize for last week. The reason I didn't have any uploads is I hurt my back really bad, and I wasn't really able to do anything besides lay in bed and watch YouTube videos all day. But anyways, I am better this week, and we are back at it. While I was out, Bryan went ahead and put the engine into the EK swap car for us, which is super awesome. So all I really need to do is the odd and end things, get the intake manifold on, get the header on, take the wiring harness out of Alyssa's car, because we're going to go with a tucked harness for hers. So we're going to use her wiring harness, put it in here. I really just have odds and end things. I went ahead and ordered the axles. They should be in later this afternoon, so we can throw the axles in. Bryan has the half shaft around here. I just got to find that, get that put in. But yeah, the plan today is just get as much as I can done with this. And then the windshield. I didn't get the windshield. My buddy was going to come by, my buddy Evan. He just didn't have the chance to do it the other week, so sometime soon he's going to come by and do it. If not, I'm going to just tackle it myself. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and dive into it. So let's go. So first things first, I'm going to go ahead and get the intake manifold on. I found this two-piece intake manifold, which probably came off this car. If it didn't, it came off another K24 that we had. This is the same one that comes on the Accord as well. So the TSX, the Accord, they have the same intake manifold. It's a two-piece, so when you get the gasket, make sure you get the one that comes with the one in the middle. If not, you're going to have some leakage. So I'm just going to go ahead and get that put on. For now, I'm actually just going to put on this main part. I'm going to keep the second part off for right now, just because it makes it easier for anything you need to work on down here, like get the bolt on for the wiring harness for the starter and plug that in. It's just easier because it literally comes over and covers to like about right here. So we'll go ahead and just get the plenum part on, and then we'll go from there. Sweet, now that we got the plenum on, I'm gonna go ahead and move to the back, get the header on. There was a cushion piece that I needed to add to the rack and pinion, the EG rack that I put in. The rubber piece here was missing, so I just got it off of another rack, put that on, bolted it back on. I wanted to do that before I got the header on because it makes it a lot easier to work here without it. Got all this room for extra activities. So I'm just going to go ahead and slip it in. With the CRX, you have to do it from the bottom, and it's a pain in the butt. But this one looks like we got enough clearance, so I could probably just jack the car up just a little bit, be able to slide it in from the top, and it should fit right in. So let's see how easy it is. Header is on. It is not as easy as I thought. You do have to lift the car like on the CRX, but it is a lot easier to get in place. You got a lot more room down here with the EG subframe, so that all in itself is making it a lot easier to do this. But all you got to do is just get a jack, lift it up a little bit, slide the headers down, and then literally just lift them straight up, and it bolts right on. As long as you have the swap headers. I know that you can use the RSX headers. You just got to do a little bit of modification. You got to cut it. Let me see if I have one over here. Because in Colorado, I remember on a car, we did that at PFI. We just cut it and just turned it around. I thought I saw one around here. Anyways, but all you got to do is cut it, and then you weld it the opposite way, and that'll fit on most swap cars like EK, EG, if you're trying to do it on a budget. Also, you can just go on eBay and pick up a pair of headers, or a header, for usually like less than $100, $200 max. But anyways, so what I'm going to go ahead and do now is keep on going on. Alright, so now that the header is in place, I'm going to go ahead and go over to the CRX and pull out the shift linkage. I have a no-cut shifter from Hybrid Racing that I bought a long time. Actually, I think that one I got in a trade with some other car parts. But anyways, it is in the good old CRX, who's just sitting back here collecting dust. So I'm going to go ahead and rip her out, get out the lines from underneath the car, and then go ahead and get the shifter box. This one is the one, the no-cut one is the one that goes underneath the car. So you literally don't got to do anything besides bolt it in place. And it looks really, really good. I love this one. So I'm just going to unbolt it, get it out, and throw it in the good old EK. The shift linkage is out, so to remove it, I was going to record it underneath the CRX, but I literally had no room back there, and I wasn't going to move everything to just put it on the lift for this. So I'll just go ahead and show you guys this hybrid no-cut shifter. I absolutely love it. They say it's not good for high horsepower, but for like daily drive and all motor stuff, it should be good. It just has this cover that goes over it, so that way no rocks or nothing hit it from underneath. You undo that, and then it's got 4 bolts. These 2 go into the stock bolt pattern, and then these 2 you just got to drill out. But it takes just 2 seconds, drill that out, put a bolt in it, and you are good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and run the cables into the engine bay. You want to make sure that those lines never cross over. If they do, you will miss gears when you're trying to shift, especially like at high RPMs. You tend to miss shift if the cables are turning. So you want to make sure they just run with each other nice and straight into the shift linkage. So I'm going to go ahead, get underneath the car, and get that put in. So Mr. Bryan just got here.
Yep.
What are you working on today?
I'm pulling this engine out. Single unit.
Again? For what?
Again.
Again?
This time it's a little bit hurt. We hurt a bearing in a rod, so the crankshaft is no longer in this world.
So we got another crank. You're gonna go ahead and throw it all in?
Yeah, a brand new crank, brand new bearings. So
send it again.
yeah.
Sweet. All right. Well, while Brian's working on that, I'm gonna get back to work on the K-swap. All right, so much for me trying to get away without having to cut or grind anything. Of course, there's got to be something that you got to do. This car used to be an automatic, I just realized, and underneath it, it has the spot where the cable, it guides the cable through so you can pull on the shifter and it has tension on it. Let me see if I can get down there and show you guys. Inside the car, if you can see, it's this right here. If you have the console taken out, that piece right there, it is in the way, so you got to have that removed. It looks like there is 4 weld spots, so you could drill them out if you want to do it from the top. Like if you don't have a lift or anything, you can just drill them out from there. But I'll show you guys what it looks like from the bottom. If you don't take it out, it just won't sit flush. So if you can see right there, that's where the cable goes in for the automatic. The automatic cable, and it's literally right in the way. So there's just a couple of weld points. I think there's 6 of them. So 2 down there, 2 in the middle. It looks like there's 2 on the top. So I'm just going to go ahead and drill that out from the top. Or actually, it looks like there's another one up there. So I'm just going to drill those out. Once that's out of the way, it should be able to sit flush, just like it does in the manual car. Well, that thing was a booger. If anybody has a car that they're going to switch back to automatic, let me know. If not, I'm going to throw this thing in the dumpster. It was kind of a pain in the butt just where it was located, but just like all of them, you just drill them out and it'll come out. This one had a couple more than I thought. Yeah, it had these 2 up here that were hiding, so got these out of the way and it is done. So now you can see there's just a big hole there. You can use something to cover it up, but it should be sealed pretty good with the new shifter. It comes with a little bit of cushion up here on it, so that way it should clear that, it's like a little floppy thing here, so that should clear that gap there for you. So now I'm going to finally go ahead and button that in and see what it looks like. Shift linkage is done. I just got 2 bolts up there, got the 2 bolts in the back where the standard holes are. All I had to do is drill those out, just took a few seconds and it bolted in perfect. Everything looks great. You do have that big gaping hole here, but like I said, this piece is like a gasket here, so it covers all that up. You don't got to worry about any of that leaking out. I'm sure that's probably why they have this here to begin with. But I'm probably going to hit this with like a hammer and everything, make it level at least, but it's all going to be covered with the console and everything, so it's not too big of a deal. I'll show you guys what it looks like underneath with the skid plate on. Get down there. Let's see what it looks like. Bam. Looks like it's supposed to be there. I love it. And then I ran the cables right there underneath, and then around to the transmission. I'm just gonna look for the clips that I need. I'm not sure where they are, but they're somewhere here in this garage. The clips that you need to hold the cables down. So I'm gonna go ahead and look for those. But we are shifting. I gotta go pick up those axles here shortly, and I'm gonna try to make it to the junkyard. So I'm gonna do a little bit more here, and then go ahead and head out to the junkyard. So no luck trying to find those little clips for the shifter. I'm gonna have to just do a really good search tomorrow or buy them online. Hopefully not. But anyways, I'm just gonna keep moving on. Next thing I'm gonna go ahead and do is the shift linkage. I'm just gonna get the shift linkage in real fast, get that all in place, and then I need to go ahead and head out to the junkyard. So go ahead and swap that in real fast. So I got that good old shift linkage in. Just need to get the axles, and when I head to the junkyard, I'll go ahead and pick up those as well. It's at the O'Reilly's, like literally right down the road, so I'll pick it up on my way. But let's bug Bryan a little bit before we go. What you doing, man? Are you polishing a crank? Dude, look at that polish job.
You see? You like it?
Nice and clean.
You like it?
So this is the Z6 crank that was in it. You can tell it is completely ate through. So no good here. This one is a no-go, but it is Z6. So is this one, which he said it was hard to find, right?
Yeah, we've been tracking it down for like 2 weeks.
Wow.
We finally find it online, like remade it.
Remanufactured?
Yeah, it is Nippon.
Nippon or Nippon? Something.
Nippon,
I think it's
whatever.
Nippon.
Whatever. So yeah, it costs $300.
Dang, dude! You used to be able to go to the junkyard and find those all day. You could find them at like a dime a dozen, and they're cheap. I think they were like $50, 50 or $60 for a crank at the junkyard back then.
Look at that! Look at that polish! Oh my god!
So he's just gonna throw the crank back in, get it all back together, and send it.
Send it again.
Send it. I gotta get to the junkyard before it closes, so see you guys. We're gonna go ahead and call the video there. I'm gonna get everything. I'll get another video to upload tomorrow, and that'll be us just finishing everything up. The wiring harness I get and everything from the junkyard. So as always, guys, go ahead and like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys soon. Peace.
You don't got no sauce, then you're lost. But you can also get lost in the sauce.